Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Welcome to my channel. So yesterday, Moniece Slaughter from Love and Hip Hop Hollywood was in tears, sharing that her home had been burned to the ground due to the fires in California. Today, she was all smiles and she had an update. She shared on Instagram Live that she panicked yesterday. Her house has not burned to the ground, and I think that is great. That is an absolute relief. Before I play some clips from her live, she also posted on Instagram. She said, "Nobody owes me Jack Diddley, but this is astonishing. Stay out of my DMs. I don't know you and you don't know me. Heavy on the sarcasm. Go to hell." And to my people that showed up and helped me move stuff, who've helped me and others, I love you and I've always been there for you and always will be. But to the rest of you, how dare you? What you did to me, to blank, you got some nerve. And I'm just going to play the clip that explains what she said here in this caption. Listen to this.
You want to know who your friends are, who your people are, go through a crisis, okay? Because I am just amazed at the amount of people who, I'm not even going to say it, but just the amount of people who I've given thousands of dollars to, whose rent I've paid, people who have slept in my home, who I've fed, clothed, cars I've gassed. No, I never throw it in anybody's face, but let me remind you how I've always been there. You niggas be in my fucking DMs. Oh, I don't have your new number. Yeah, because you don't do shit. And then I'm not even going to reach out. I'm going to wait to see who reaches out to me. And to my surprise, none of ya.
And I would absolutely feel the same way.
In case you guys wanted to know what's happening right now in this moment in Topanga, this is the cloud of smoke. It looks like total Armageddon.
And I'm just going to play her live where she gives the update and basically explains that she overreacted, she panicked, her house did not burn to the ground. Check this out.
It's cold in here now that I'm not sweating anymore. So we made it. Yay. We're about to go. We're about to go home. I was up till 5:30 this morning watching CNN. Don't start. I've already brushed my teeth and had some water and some Motrin. Also, I had the runs this morning because I was just so nervous all night. And as you know, some of you were on that live. And now I'm embarrassed because I hooted and hollered and cried and all for nothing. I even threw up thinking that the house was burnt boots, bitch. And so as I look out upon the skies, we have another fire in Granada Hills that broke out. And I don't really know how to feel about this arson accusation. I just don't. I'm not a conspiracy theorist either. So, I mean, I don't feel like the government did it. But maybe they did. Shoot, I don't know. I just feel like I need to open the Bible and review the book of Revelations, because I don't know if I can't remember. In Revelations, did it say that the governments and high priests and false idols were going to be the ones, initiating all this calamity? Or did they say man was going to destroy themselves? Or did the Lord say, I keep saying they, or did the Lord say that it was going to be natural disasters? Yeah, I'm about to go. I'm about to go home and check. I know we can get up the hill now. We can get up the hill now, so that's good. Good morning. So, I mean, why did my comment stop? I hate when that happens. Oh my goodness, don't cry for me, Argentina. The truth is, I fucked us all up because I was looking at the fire. In my defense, though, I was looking at the fire map thing, and it was right on top. And I know my city, so I know that West Hills, Bell Canyon, Box Canyon, Calabasas, and Hidden Hills, they are all along Valley Circle. All along up and through there. And then they said from Van Owen to Burbank, the video I took was on Burbank, trying to get on the 101 North to get to my house. So then I was like, oh no, the fire has jumped. This was before we knew it was allegedly supposed to be arson. I'm like, oh mercy, the fire has jumped the canyon. I knew it. No one listened to me, and yada yada yada. And in my head was just so many things, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I had initiated a wire transfer, and it hadn't posted, and it had been days, and I was like, what? This doesn't normally take this long. Are people like, I know people were leaving, but I had like, initially I was literally joking, like, oh, apocalyptic, like people are moving their money, and my accountant was like, yeah, while you're playing games, you should probably move some shit around. I was like, okay. And I joked, and then the time was upon me where I thought the house was burnt boots, and I was in here in complete shock, like, oh my God, it's over. It's over. And I can't evict the tenant in my Chatsworth house just because I thought mine was on fire. Oh, and then I think I was super sensitive. My period had just started. I wanted Cam to come be with me. He was like, can I just stay at my dad's because it's not a fire zone, Mom? I'm like, yeah, but you want to drive right into the fire to go to training. I'm not understanding it. You want to drive out of a fire zone into a straight up fireproof cloud to go to training, but you don't want to sleep in the fire pit. I guess ball really is life. So live it up, son. Live it up. Just effing live it. And enjoy that shiznai. Eff it. Anyway. So I can't. Hey, I'm watching the app map tracker thing. We're going to give you a 24-hour notice to vacate after you paid a full year. Like, pack your wife and kids up and get the fuck out. Like, it's illegal. I wanted to ask, can I move in? Well, back in, but then the fire, there was another fire that started in Granada Hills, which is down the street from Porter Ranch and Chatsworth. So I'm like, at this point, Lucifer needs to, like, you see this dirt field right over here? This is literally, I just got up. I woke up like, how did my clip flip inside out, upside down and backwards? But let's see, I'm old, so. You see that field right there? I want Lucifer to pop up right now and be like, aha, I got y'all niggas, and aha, and I think we should jump him. Jump him, because that's what he deserves, to be jumped on and beat up. Like, this is the hellish version of punked. Like, yeah, reveal yourself. Fire crotch. Like, whip his ass, kick him in his hot nuts. Immediately. Straight up. Smack fire out that nigga immediately. This is just one view. The fire is behind us, babe. Behind us. And that is not a pretty sight. That is a devastating sight. That is a very sad sight. That is a make you want to cry your eyeballs out sight. Do you see what I look like? This is me on the wake up. Because what the heck happened yesterday? Yes, the house is fine. I panicked. In my defense, though, I was looking at the fire map app thing, and it was right there, and I was like, OMG, everything is burnt up, it's crispy, it's done, I'm fucked. But then when I got here, because it wouldn't let me up the hill, I was looking at the news, and then I saw them in Calabasas evacuating people, and then I was like, oh, well, this is why they wouldn't let me up the hill. Then I was like, so then it was cloudy, it was ashy, people's cars were covered in ash, they were grabbing their kids, their pets, their expensive artwork. I was like, we're on fire, bro, like legitimately on fire. They had the police driving through already, evacuating people, and then I woke up this morning, or I woke up last night at like 11 something, and saw that they had contained the Kenneth fire. At that point, it was like 19% contained or something like that. They were in Calabasas. The news anchor was in Calabasas, and he was saying how our evac order had been downgraded from mandatory to voluntary. Basically, stay ready so you don't have to get ready, niggas. But you can come home if you want. And they said that if we had already been evac or weren't allowed back up, basically just stay where you were. Track the fire overnight. So I stayed up and watched CNN until 5:30 this morning. Then they started talking about the TikTok ban and Donald Trump and shit, and then I dozed off. I was high. I went outside at the hotel. I was afraid to smoke because I was like, one ember blown the wrong way. Our winds picked back up to almost 40 miles an hour last night. So I was really anxious. I was like, oh my gosh, like what if the winds pick back up and then Kenneth picks back up? But apparently we had another fire in my sleep breakout in Granada Hills. My hair is shedding. So now we've got to keep track of that one. That's Porter Ranch, Chatsworth. What other city is adjacent to Granada Hills? I don't know, child, but the house is fine. Thank God. They contained the Kenneth fire. Praise him. And I'm about to go home. I'm going to check out and go home. And then I'm going to go stay with a cousin for the weekend until everything is completely contained over this way because she's south. Yesterday, the freeways were a mess. I was going to leave yesterday, but then I was like, as you know, remember I was like, I didn't want to abandon my cars on the freeway, but then it was like, if you get in an Uber and then the fire jumps and then the Uber driver decides to abandon the Uber, you're stuck on the freeway with your things and maybe even potentially your kid, and what are you going to do? No one can get to you and you can't get to anyone. And then I'm far as hell. Calabasas is nowhere near the city. My homegirl lives all the way by SoFi Stadium. In that traffic, it was going to take us a smooth 2 hours, 2 hours plus to get to her. That's one. So imagine us being stuck on the freeway in a fire on foot. Talk about a burnt boot, bitch. I'm done. Cremation immediately. And I just didn't want to take that risk. So I stayed where I was at. Which was here, which I told you guys I was going to check out yesterday because they came around like some days ago and they were like, oh, we don't know what the potential hazard is to this area because, you know, you guys are kind of protected by the canyon, the mountain, but it had started to get ashy. It had started to get smoky. They did the brush inspection. I failed. They fined me. Then they came back and they were like, you guys should probably start packing just in case. Get your pets to safety. Then I was like, you know what? That's the night, remember, that I almost got into it with that lady at the liquor store. I went to go get Motrin and batteries and water and stuff like that, and because I was already moving stuff. Local storage places had stayed open for tenants and stuff like that. So I'm like, well, I'm collecting it. You know what I'm saying? I booked a hotel just in case. Because I was like, I'll just need it for like a couple days. Normally, they stop the fire once it hits Topanga Canyon and it doesn't get to us. Mulholland, Calabasas, like, we won't get it, right? So when they were saying that it was not looking good and they had zero containment, that's when I low-key panicked. So I had booked the room just for 2 nights, starting on Cam's birthday. I think that, yeah, or the night before. So like the 7th, 8th. And I would have checked out yesterday, yeah. And then yesterday was the mandatory evacuation. When I went downstairs to extend the room, they said we are sold out. People were in the lobby in shambles. Everybody had their pets. This one lady, she looked like tears and eyes swollen worse than mine. She was with her kid. Her husband was holding her. She was like, we lost everything. She just crumbled. And I was like, oh my God. It looked like an apocalyptic war zone. The phones were ringing. Their system was like moving mad slow. Like people couldn't breathe. Old people were hobbling in. And then this one lady was like, at the front desk, she's like, we're sold out. I said, okay. So I came back up to the room, went online, because I'm a Diamond member. They have like 7 rooms left. So what I did was book a room comparable to the one that I'm already in. And then went back downstairs and said, but I went specifically to her. This new white lady named Miriam. I went specifically to her. And I said, okay, I'm back. I waited in line. It was like forever. It felt like forever. And all I wanted to do was get out and go make a second round and get stuff. And she was like, hi, Miss Slaughter. I said, hi, I'm back to extend my stay. Can you redo my keys and charge my card? Sweetheart, I told you we're sold out. I said, I don't know why you're telling people you're sold out. I went online. So I turned around to the line and said, yeah, I went online. There's 6 more rooms online. Technically 7 because I'm already in a room and I booked the room that looked just like mine. So I'm not moving rooms. She's going to update my key, but there's 7 more rooms online that y'all can go online and book right now. Yeah. Started a frenzy because, bitch, you thought you were about to play with me and no, you're not. Re-up my keys, charge my card, and let me go get up in the fire and get my shit. So she, I didn't know. I didn't know. I'm sure you didn't. I'm sure you didn't. You didn't know. Girl, you a lie and a fucking half. Bitch. So, yeah. And then just in case, because I wasn't sure what was going to happen overnight, I added another night. But, they don't charge you till like you check out. But just in case, I was like, let me just add one more night on the line. But they're completely sold out. So Airbnbs are completely booked up. I'm going to see what's going on and see how I can help. But these granny panties are comfortable. Do you hear me? Comfortable. Yeah, you do. And so I don't have to check out till 4. So, yeah. And I had used I had like hundreds of thousands of points. I used points to help other family members and friends in Altadena and Pasadena whose houses have actually burnt down. So I paid for my room, but I booked my points and added. So here's how I did it. I booked the room in my name with my points, but I added them, their husband, their kids, because you can add guests on the Hilton app, and they can check in and out as well And all they have to do is put down the card for the incidentals, but my card is on file on the app. So I just check in for them and then I add them to the room. So that's what I did. So I used up all my points and now I only have 370 points left. But I'm in a 1-bedroom, 2-bathroom, or 1-bedroom, 1.5 bathroom suite. So I think I'm going to get double points for the 2 or 3 nights that I was here. So I might have enough points to like help somebody else just at least drive their costs down or whatever. But I'm going to see what else I could do. But I got to take care of Cam first, obviously, me first. I actually wanted to leave this hotel and go to the Hilton Home to Suites. I didn't know we had one out here. Bitch, we have a Hilton Home to Suites right down this, oh my cramps, right down that way. And I looked it up and girl, they have whole like real size like refrigerators. They have dishwashers in there. They had, you could get a hot thingy to cook on there. They have cups and silverware in there. I was like, okay. I was like, well, at least I could grocery shop instead of DoorDash and everything.
So I'm just going to pause it here for a second. So what is being said is that the arsonist who started the Kenneth fire in Los Angeles, which burned down over 800 acres, was tackled and detained. And then there was another update. Here's the arsonist who was arrested for illegally starting the Kenneth fire, which has burned 80 plus acres of Los Angeles. Are we about to find out these fires are being set by illegal migrant gangs with the intent of looting or maybe to distract law enforcement? So this is all alleged, guys, but what do you guys think? Do you guys think that these fires were set by gangs? Do you feel like these fires were set by arsonists, or do you just feel like that was not the case? What do you guys think was the cause of these fires? So Moniece does talk a bit about that in the next little segment. Check this out.
They say somebody started the fires, but honestly, I don't believe that. Not gonna lie to you. I don't believe it. Because from what they said, one was robbing, one was starting the fires. That's what was happening though in Altadena and Pasadena. When they were being evac there, people were looting while people were leaving their homes. So if they did, the only thing that, not FedEx is still making deliveries, bitch. We are on fire. That is really bothering me and I don't know why. Everywhere I go, I see a FedEx truck like, why are you out here delivering toys and belated Christmas deliveries? Like, for what? The world is no more. My stance on the governor is, I have mixed emotions about Governor Newsom. Or Newsom, whatever his name is. Because he seems to be so for the people. But he did not show up until Trump was like, nigga, where you at? I'm just the president-elect still. So I really don't have any responsibility to the American people yet. But you? And how many terms can a governor run for? Because I feel like this nigga's been the governor since I was born. And I was born in 87. How long has he been the daggone governor? That nigga been in office since the office had cabinets in the walls. Like, real cabinets. Ones you used to have to padlock. I just feel like he's been there. I know Arnold was the governor for a little bit. But then what happened when... Because I feel like he was the governor, then he wasn't the governor, then he was the governor, and he just hasn't not been the governor. I forgot about Arnold too. Hey, Arnold. How is it that some folks didn't have running water? Okay, so I don't know what that's about, but I do know we've been in a drought. We have not had rain in a very long time. And I keep trying to break down like how our cities are lined up. And I'm not going to lie to you. Now, yesterday was the first day that I really realized that the only thing that's going to save certain people in situations like this is going to be your area code. Are you going down? So when you ask me what I feel about the governor, I've always tried to use my platform and my voice and my influence to speak fairly, especially if I haven't done enough research, right? But I do feel that in natural disasters like these, we get help first and a lot faster because of the area. I was born and raised out here. I don't know anything different. I've never lived anywhere else. I mean, we lived in Nashville when my dad first signed his deal, but I was a kid, right? So I've been in this particular area though, between Calabasas, Woodland Hills, West Hill since I was 6. I'm about to be 38. And when the Kenneth fire broke out yesterday, the containment was this fast. And not that the Palisades is also a very affluent area, right? The only reason that I don't think they've been able to contain it as quickly is because of, like, see, a family with a car. More Amber Alerts are going off. Everybody's getting Amber Alerts. The Palisades is also a very affluent area. Oh, there's a firefighter. But I think that because I think that because of the fact that the Palisades was on the coastline and there is a lot of brush and we are in a drought. We haven't had rain and I don't know how long, you know? So I feel like this has been a very dry start to our year. See, I threw this on because it's January. I expected it to be a little chilly today because it's been chilly at night. It's hot as fuck right now. Hot, windy, and dry. So like you see how they have like the fire people, they're here. They're parked here. So I think Sugardale, Virginia. Who's Sugardale? What's the degree? I don't know. Look up, somebody Google current temperature in Calabasas, California. But I think that they work on, and again, I'm not being disrespectful to like first responders because they've been working night and day on this Palisades fire, right? And they just haven't been able to contain it. So there's that. $70 degrees today. All right, so it's a 70-degree day that is dry and hot and windy. The winds are picking back up. So, I mean, yeah, they said they arrested him, but I just don't know if I believe that it was arson. No damage. I thought it was. I was in shambles yesterday. I was looking at the app map. There's like this little app, and it shows you a map of the fire. The fire on the app, on the map on the app, looked like it was directly on top of my house, and I was like, I cannot believe it. The house is all right. Yes, God definitely had me, and now we all have a chance to figure out how we can get our fire and earthquake insurance back, because that is so whack that they canceled our policies and did not tell us.
All right, so you guys heard what she had to say. And I definitely agree that she really has to look into the fire insurance, the policy stuff. But I think it's absolutely insane that people's fire insurance policies are being canceled, that part of the policy is being taken out. Some people's policies are just canceled outright. It really makes no sense to me. The country I live in order to even have a mortgage, you need to have insurance on your home, and fire insurance is actually mandatory. So I really don't understand how these insurance companies are getting away with this. But definitely let me know your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.